Welcome to the BIM Coordinator Summit 2023. I'm happy to present to you my presentation about the BIM Quality Assurance according to ISO 19650 on the example of a PPP A10A24 project in Germany. My name is Tschickardt. I'm the head of BIM management of Wayss Freytag Ingenieurbau AG, a German construction company based in Frankfurt, Munich, Stuttgart, Düsseldorf, Hamburg, and Berlin. We have around 1,200 employees, and our turnover is around 650 million euros a year. I'm also a PhD student of the RPTU Kaiserslautern Landau, and my PhD topic is about automatic drone-based data acquisition. I do have quite the practical background. I'm a carpenter. I did do a lot of carpentry work in Germany, but also Australia, and yeah, did gather quite experience on the construction side. I'm happy to present to you now the project A10A24. It's a highway construction project with a total length of 65 kilometers. The project is already finished. It did start in the March 2018. It was finished last year in the December. We had to do a renewal construction of the A10A24. The cross-section per direction lane were like 3 and 2 lines, as you can see here. We had to do a temporal shoulder clearance on the A24, but also to do a construction of 9 interchanges, around 40 bridges, noise barrier walls of around 20 kilometers, earthwork excavation and removal were approximately like 5 million cubic meters, and the total construction costs were around 650 million. The total volume of the project was 1.4 billion, and it was the first PPP project in Germany. The contractual route you can see here in the overview from Neuruppin to AD Pankow. The contractual requirement was to do 1 section with a BIM method. We chose the 4th section, which you can see here in the background, and is now highlighted again in the yellow color. We do have highway construction of 5.5 kilometers. We do have 1 bridge, a noise barrier wall of 1 service station, Lienumerbruch Süd. But we had also do the other side of the service station, Lienumerbruch Nord, as well. Yeah. Our project organization looks like this. The client was the federal government of Germany in expansion by the Autobahn GmbH, and also in expansion by Deges. Deges had 1 BIM manager. She was quite involved in the project, and I'm the BIM manager of the SPV of the Havelland GmbH and Co. KG, which were like responsible for and still is for the project. Our construction joint venture is Habau and Wayss Freytag, each 50%, and the operation and maintenance company consists of Habau as well, but also investors. We did decide to include 5 designers in the project for the terrain, for the soil, for the highway, for the tank and service area, but also for the civil engineering structures. And each designer, they had a BIM coordinator, but also a BIM modeler to produce the models. Our BIM use cases around the life cycle are displayed in the background. Our contractual requirement, I will show you a few in the following slides, but what had we to do? The generation of BIM documents were our main, not our main, but one of the BIM use cases. We had to do the creation and updating of the specialist model, model-based visualization, provision of the delivery objects according to ISO 19650, the BIM coordination in our CDE, the 2D drawings from the special models, the derivation. We had to do a 4D construction sequence planning, but also the target actual comparison. And we had to do the linking of all the drawings, plans, documents, photos with the model, like link data. And in our operation and maintenance phase, the visualization of the maintenance measurements and the visualization of results according to German standards. 2 additional BIM use cases were BIM to field, but also the 5D quantity takeoff and controlling. The creation of the BIM models were also one of our responsibilities. So 3 months after the beginning of the contract, we had to deliver the EIR because it was still is a PPP project. And 6 months after the beginning, we had to deliver the BIM execution plan. And we are still updating the BIM execution plan 2 times during construction phase, but also 1 time now after completion. So we're still working on the document bed because it's always changing or it's always getting better, and yeah, we want to optimize, of course, our workflows as well. Here an overview of our appendices of our BIM execution plan. I won't go into detail and I won't show all you the documents. If you're interested, just give me a text and then we can look into it. But I want to show you the document of the BIM use cases because we did develop a BIM process map for all the BIM use cases. As you can see here, processes in the swim lanes according to BPMN and the implementation of your use case in the project. So everyone knows who is going to deliver which information in which quality at which state. Here you have a picture in large, so you can see it's quite detailed and it did work quite well. We had a modeling guideline and also a class and attribute collect for all the documents for all the objects in the project. As you can see here, the purpose was the specification of all the objects, which are be kept in the context of the modeling to be adhered in order to guarantee the exchange of the specialist model. Yeah, quality assurance. The quality assurance also plays here an important role because the CDE guideline specifies the process for collaborative working. It does establish the review criteria for the model check, but also the approval process, etc. So we were working with the container status according to ISO, work in progress, shared, published, and archived. The coordination guideline specifies then the requirements and the procedure of the BCF communication. So all the designers know how to exchange the BCF format because it was like still in development in the beginning of the project because we had no software information flow without any errors. So now we do have no errors, but in the beginning it was quite chaotic. Chaotic is also our software architecture. It does look complex. It's not that complex as it looks like. I hope in the future we only have maybe 1 or 2 softwares, or maybe like let's say 5. It was quite the challenge to specify the information flow, that all the information are getting into the softwares which we are needed it to be. One of our main software is DSite, which we are also working using for the quality assurance process. Just have a look at the presentation slides or just pause the video and yeah, look into it. So how does the preparation of the construction did look like? We did specify 4 phase models and also 5 specialist models, as I said before: terrain, soil, highway, tank and surface area, but also civil engineering, with around of 290 partial models. It does sound a lot. wasn't, because it was just a model cut up, so we could do the coordination process in smaller model areas. So one model, the extension of one model was only 1,000 meters. We had 5.5 kilometers, so as you can imagine, 7 partial models are just for one partial model. Yeah. So let's get into the model-based planning. For the bridge structure, we did do a laser scan by the terrestrial laser scanner, as you can see here. A point cloud was taken as data acquisition and then transformed into a BIM model, as you can see here in the process behind me. Nowadays, they are maybe better scan to BIM processes, but it did work for our project. We also have the whole highway taken by different sensors, as you can see here by all the lines and the dots. We did then do the modeling of the existing condition outside. So what you see here on the slide this was the existing highway before our construction, and was the basis for our design and planning. This now is our execution model with all the different partial models. You can see also pipes underneath the terrain, indicated by a quite large volume. The volume was done because we didn't know exactly where the pipes were, and we wanted to give the construction manager an idea where the pipe could be. You see also the fence in the background, also different lines, etc. So this is our execution model for the highway. We did try to do a perfect fill and removal. As you can see here, it didn't work. It couldn't work quite well because it was our last section. So we had to consider all the other fills and removals of the other highway construction works. And as you can see, we had to do a lot of filling up the area. So we had to carry a lot of earthworks into our section. Here you can see the service station, Lienumerbruch Nord and Süd, North and South, which were an extension of 45 parking areas for trucks in the upper area. Yeah. Also, the traffic sign plans or drawings of the construction phases were done by the modeling designers and also used in the meetings. Also, a picture of different traffic signs. The bridge with the reinforcement, but also the formwork. Here's another picture of the formwork of the reinforcement. So the construction manager could identify the different rebars by color, which was quite helpful during the project, also in discussions, etc. And here another picture of the construction formwork for the abutment walls were used in meetings as well. So we could actually optimize the construction sequence. Here you see a static picture of a construction sequence. As you can see, it almost fits perfectly. The construction manager was actually one day ahead of the BIM model and could also could already strip the formwork. But yeah, I wanted to show you this picture because I really like it because it shows the model and the reality. Here's a picture of the noise barrier wall. In the background, you see also the toilet facilities, the lighting of the parking area, and the smaller streets to reach them. The cantilever sign for the exit of the service station and also the excavation of the termination cable. Or the BIM models, when they're used in the BIM coordination meeting, which I usually held every 2 weeks. Participants were the client, the construction joint venture, and also the designer. During those meetings, we could identify that the crowded anchor, they needed an overlay of 5.0 meters. Sometimes we had, as you can see here, only 4.5 meters, so we had to do another fill-up. Sometimes we had 7.5 meters, which was then enough. But we could also, as an example, identify the penetration of the sheet pile wall, so we had to do another design. We did also design the pedestrian guidance, highlighted in the blue, yellow, in the blue transparent color, so we were safe of the ongoing traffic. This was all the models were then going through a specific workflow. In the beginning, they were a work in progress. The designer did do a check by himself. They sent it to us, to the construction joint venture. We did do a quite extensive model check and the model approval, and then we sent it to the published container status, and all the other indices, they are like archived. Our extensive model check did look like this. The overall BIM coordinator, he did a technical check for the geometric, but also for the semantic collision, but also geometric. He did check the IDs, but also all the attributes, the semantic in the model. And our design manager, he did a technical, functional, and contractual check of the models. But how does the checking actually look like? We did program in a graphical user interface for our BIM coordinator, and now we are going to prepare a quality report. In the first step, you choose your the name of the approval person. You select all the models which are you going to do the checking. You can put into some additional data, like who did the provision of the model, in which modeling software was the model prepared, etc. Now you can see different criteria which already were filled out for the video. So well, we don't have enough time to do the report by step. In the next step we are selecting all the geometric issues which we did find during the approval process. We can add another comment that the volume of the abutment wall is not closed. It needs to be redone. We can select all the collisions which are going to be included in the report, in internal checking, but also exclusive checking with other partial models. The semantic check are now selected in this step, also included into a quality report. In the next step, you can also add another additional viewpoints into the model. You just prepare them beforehand, and then you can include them in the report here. And in the final step, you choose what needs to be included into the quality report and add another comment, add all the appendices to the quality report, decide if you want to do an export of the BCF files as well. Here you choose the name of the BCF file, and then you print the report and also save the BCF. BCF was saved. And the PDF report is now shown here, and you can distribute it to the designer, to the client as well, and all the checking are included into the report. So how is the information used during the construction phase? All the drawings, site plans, cross sections, formwork, reinforcement, all the drawings that were derived from model are then used for construction, and you can retrieve it through the model. So you just select on any model element, and the data is linked according to linked data, and it did work quite well. All the quality documents are also linked to the representative model element, but also the construction site photos are to be found in the BIM model as well, as you can see here. So you just go anywhere in the model and you get all the information you need in the construction phase. I didn't bring you any 4D sequence video because I don't like them. They are just rubbish because you need to work with the 4D model in the meetings as well. So I just did bring you pictures as an example because we have seen a lot of 4D videos, so we don't need to see another one. So here you can see the construction sequence of construction of the foundation, but also the abutment walls as well. So the target schedule is used for the documentation of the construction progress in terms of times. The actual data is incorporated into the schedule by our construction managers, and the comparison of the target actual are then visually displayed with different colors in red and green, as you can see here. And the quantities can be determined from the model for a specific reporting period, for example, for a month, for a year, etc., and then sent to the controlling department via an open interface. So let's get into the challenges. We do need, of course, in the first step, BIM-capable clients. Our client was not BIM-capable at the beginning of the project, so we had to do our own EIR, which was, we can do it, we could do it, we would do it another time, but it shouldn't be, this shouldn't be the process. And also the basis model, the models of the existing condition outside should be provided by the client as basis for our 3D design. We do need a strategic development of BIM across the entire value chain. So we should and we must include all the consortium partners, the designers, subcontractors, manufacturers, etc. So everyone needs to be included. Maybe alliances or IPD, partnership-based project management, are the solution for this challenge. And then we do need a IFC format which works. We did exchange all our BIM models by IFC, and it did work, but we didn't use the IFC entities as we should. So we did manipulate our BIM models for our use cases, so we could implement them. But next time, I want to use all the BIM the IFC entities as given in IFC 5 or IFC 6. I don't know. And then I will slide to the side. We do need a uniform BIM standard. We did develop our own standard for the project for our BIM models, but that shouldn't be. We do need a BIM standard for a national BIM standard, or maybe a European or worldwide BIM standard. And then in the last challenge, we do need qualified employees, qualified in terms of BIM. So we do need to do a BIM training and BIM courses accompanying the projects as well. I don't like BIM courses like at any time because you will forget what you have learned. So you need to do the course when you need it. And also the universities and colleges, they should expand their BIM courses. So all the new students which are going to start at Wayss Freytag and already have BIM knowledge, and yeah, we can start. We don't have to start at the beginning. So this was my presentation about the quality assurance according to ISO 19650 on the example of the A10A24 project. And yeah, I'm happy if you are trying to contact me. I will my contact details will be given at the presentation, and I'm happy to yeah, get into touch with you. Thank you.